Good morning. I got my 35-pound eBay win yesterday. When we opened the box, kind of went through it. I'm starting the sorting process. What I'm doing is I'm breaking things apart and then putting plates and bricks aside since there's usually a lot of those. There already is quite a few of the non-Lego parts in there, and that's just a really small portion that I've already sorted through, which is this. I did pull out a couple when I was doing the actual opening of the box. This is just part of it. The rest of it is over here. And you can see I've got 3 containers in that bag, some base plates and some manuals as well. Plus there was 3 open sets, and all they did was take out the minifigures, but they didn't take out all of the minifigures. So there are still some minifigures in with the new boxes. Most of the packages in the boxes have not been opened, so they're brand new. So we'll be able to put those in as new. That's what I'm going to be working on this weekend. This morning before work, I'm trying to get this order done. It's not very big. It's only 87 parts in 31 lots. So I'm hoping to get this done in the next 10 to 15 minutes so I can get this in the mail. We are starting out fairly well. We're averaging maybe 1 to 2 orders a day. Not big orders, but enough to keep us going. All right, I have a bit of a chaotic mess going on, but it is somewhat organized. I've been sorting through that 35-pound box. I did get this sorted. So those are all Lego parts except for bricks and plates. So I have 1 full container. I'm working into this other container. I have my bricks here, I have non-Lego parts here, and this is the one I'm working out of. So that's all I have left to sort. There was a ton of plates in this, so I will probably put these into inventory first. They had the greenery already sorted out, so I left those, and I did find some minifigs. There's even a full Santa in here, which I believe is from one of the advent calendars, because I have one similar to this myself. It's been a lot of work. It's taken quite a bit of time. There's a lot of non-Lego parts that were in this, and I probably missed a few, so I'll probably be pulling out a few more as I actually go to put this into inventory. But I am almost done, which is good because the 24-pound box is supposed to be here today as well. Good morning. I have the 35 pounds all sorted out. I'm very excited. I'm going to be working on this next. But I also got my 25-pound box. I opened it just because I knew it's going to be a while before I get to this, and I wanted to make sure that I got what I paid for, that it wasn't all non-Lego parts. There were quite a few non-Lego parts, but I think for the price I paid, I'm definitely not going to push it. Today is focusing on the bricks. I do have a couple of parts over there that I pulled out that are just bigger parts or parts I know sell fairly quickly, and I'm going to get those in today. I've already put in a couple of the base plates, which were a really good price for those. There was a brown 16 by 32 base plate, which I think was like 11 bucks. I'm gonna just continue on this. I'm kind of torn because I really want to get the 35 pounds done, but I also did that massive sort, which you can see over there is all of that stuff that needs to go into brick store as well. I don't know. We'll see. I might divide my time between the two, or I might just get this 35-pound done so that it's out of the way and I'm not tripping over these containers for the next 6 months. Good morning. I am out in my shop. It's about 7:15. I do have some personal stuff I need to take care of today, but I also have 2 orders I need to pull, and I need to do a video, but I have an idea for the video, so I'm not as stressed about that as I was yesterday when I had no idea what I was going to do. I am still working on all the plates from that eBay box. I am down to the 1x. I have the 1x6s all sorted. I think I still need to put those into Brick Store, but I have the other ones sorted out, a couple that I missed. And I do have quite a few that I need to wash, and then these are all the ones that will go in my filler box. So that's where I am this morning. I'm hoping to get quite a bit done, but we do have my grandson's birthday this afternoon, so we'll have to see how it goes. I am pretty much done for the night and for the weekend. It's Sunday night about 7 o'clock, and I just did my third upload for the weekend, and this was over 1,000 parts, so that really did help my store. So as you can see, I now have 111 parts in my store, which is actually really good for me. I'm excited to be up over 110,000. My husband's been helping out quite a bit with putting in some of the bigger new sets that we've had on the shelf for a while. What's next? Well, it may end up being a fairly busy work week, but I still have just a couple of these plates to get into inventory. And then over here, I am in the process of sorting out all the bricks that were in that eBay box. So that's what I'll be working on next. Like I said, I'm hoping to be able to get to this week, but I'm just not sure with how work's gonna go. But it is something that I can work on when I'm working from home. I only work from home 3 days a week, but at least I'll have a chance to work on these on my break during the week. Good afternoon. It is the start of my 3-day weekend. As you can see, it's 3 o'clock, and I have a lot going on. My husband's helping me quite a bit, but I just want to kind of point out all the different things I have going on in my shop right now. So this is my husband's Scooby-Doo set. I'm going to take pictures of this so that we can put it on eBay. Once I take the pictures, he'll take it apart and double check to make sure we're not missing anything. We did the same thing with the lighthouse, and come to find out we were missing a bunch of parts. So I think it got attacked by foster kittens over the years. So that's one thing I'm working on this weekend. My husband has emptied this box. He is going to be putting the parts from this box into inventory. And then over here, we have this big stack of Lego. So the two right here, this is a 5-pound box that I got, and I'm breaking pieces apart. There's still some big pieces in here that need to be broke apart, and that's all the stuff that's in that 5-pound box. These two are part of the 35-pound box that I got from eBay, and the bottom one is the 24-pound box, and all I've done is open that one. That's as far as that's gotten. Over here, we have a 1,000-part order in 12 lots. And this is just mainly wheels, tires, and wheel holders. So we're going to go ahead and count it, and then we'll invoice. And I know I did a whole video on that, but the reason is it's only 12 lots, and if for some reason they don't pay, at least then we'll know the counts are right, because we're talking hundreds in each lot. So over on the table, we have an order that I need to double check that my husband pulled today. This is part of that 1,000-part order behind me, part of the wheels. I need to count those to make sure I have the right amount. That's part of another order that my husband's working on. And you can see he's got some of it there and some of it right there. So he's still working on that. That's what all the boxes are for. I think he's working on the boxes right now. And this is part of the 35-pound box. This is parts that need to be washed. These are parts that are going to go into the filler box. And these are some 1x2 bricks that I did have all nicely sorted in stacks of 10 in alphabetical color order, so I could easily put them into Brick Store. And as I was moving them from my cart to this table this morning, I promptly spilled them. So they weren't everywhere. So I'm going to have to go through those again, but at least they're ready to go into inventory basically. And then I have just a few things left from the bricks of that 35-pound box. I have the 1x1s, the 1x2s, some of those oddball ones, and then the stickered parts. So that pretty much gets you, oh wait, there is one more thing. I was going to say that was pretty much it, but no. This right here is my massive sort that I probably won't get to until I get through those eBay boxes. And then over here we have 3 Technic sets. I'm going to dust these off and take pictures of them, take them apart, double check them, and then I'm going to sell these, probably either these 2 together or all 3 of them together. I haven't decided yet, but we're going to put those on eBay. And let's see, one more thing over here, more about the 35-pound box, is this in here is all the non-Lego stuff that has come out of that 35 pounds, some garbage. I always keep everything together until the very end, just so I know what was in there. This is all the bags and stuff that were in there as well. This back here, and I'm not sure what to do with this. This right here is a whole bunch of minifig stuff that is scratched just enough that my husband isn't comfortable putting it into the store or into our inventory. And I want to sell it as like a custom lot, but I'm not sure, just because it's like I don't know if I really want to sell it or not, or sell it on Facebook Marketplace. So if anybody has any suggestions on what a good way is to sell these minifigures that are too scratched to put into my Bricklink store, I would love to hear your ideas on that. So that is the last thing I'm going to show you for now. Like I said, it's the start of a 3-day weekend. My plan is to, of course, work on inventory, work on some things for our eBay store, and hopefully get some more orders, because the month is going okay. We're getting probably 1 to 2 orders per day, but at the same time, we've had a lot of really small orders that don't bring in a lot of profit. Kind of that in between being a bad month and being a good month. So we'll have to wait and see how things go, but we're hoping that by adding all these new parts and me putting more of the used parts in, that we can maybe draw some more people into our store. Good morning. It is about 9:15. We are done running our errands. It's very icy this morning, to the point that one of our stops I didn't even get out of our truck because it was nothing but a sheet of ice, and I was watching other people go into the grocery store and they were really sliding everywhere. It's somewhat chilly, but it's warming up, so now there's a mix of snow and rain going on outside. So this is what I have planned for today. I did get quite a bit cleaned up last night. I started on the 1x2 bricks and got all of these into Brick Store, so I just have those left to put into Brick Store and get put away. And I got the table cleaned off. Yay! Anytime I can see the table, I'm happy. That big one over there is all the tires and wheels of that 1,000-part order. I'm just waiting for payment on that. He has ordered from me before, and it looks like he spent a lot of time on Bricklink, so I'm not too worried. I'm sure I'll get paid. And then my husband pulled that little order last night or this morning for me. I've got 2 that are in the mailbox to go out today. My plan for today is to finish up those 1x2 bricks, and I need to get pictures of this so my husband can take it apart and we can get it posted on eBay. I also want to edit a video that I filmed on Tuesday and get that ready so that it will publish tomorrow. Right now, those are the only 3 things I'm focusing on, besides getting the order my husband pulled, get that processed and in the mailbox as well. Once I get those done, then I will look at my to-do list and figure out what I want to work on after those. So what are all these Technic sets? This is what happens when I ask a simple question. I was looking for the instructions for this one, and I couldn't find it until I looked through a box that my husband had of his Lego sets that he had taken apart, and this is actually the second build, and I found the instructions, But in the box, I found the instructions for these two, but not the actual set. And apparently there was a way to build these two sets together, which he did. It took us forever to find this because we were looking for two separate sets. While we were looking for those, we found some other ones that he said would be okay to sell. And now my white table that I had cleared off 30 minutes ago is now full of Lego sets. Most of these, or all of them, will probably be sold on eBay. Some of them will be sold individually. The smaller ones, I'll do 2 or 3 in a lot so that they're more likely to sell. I'm trying to get a hold of my grandson to see if he can come over and take some of these apart. We'll take pictures, take them apart, and then have him put them together as the major build and then take more pictures. I haven't gotten to anything I was planning on, but at least now I have matched sets to instruction books and instruction books to sets, and we have quite a few that we will be able to post on eBay at some point. It's 10 o'clock and I just want to give you a quick update. I have spent the morning working on these darn plates. I did get 282 of them into inventory. What was cool is these were bigger plates, unique plates, so there was quite a few that were over $1, which is always nice to see. And because I was going with the plates, I did sort them out a little bit more. So these are all the 1-bys, and then the bags are all the 2-bys, sorted by size. When I get ready to do these, it'll be really easy just to grab a bag and get them into inventory. So that's what I've been working on so far. I think my next thing is to sort out some categories from the 35-pound and move on with my day. Good morning. It is about 9 a.m. and I'm getting kind of a late start today, at least for me, but I have been out here for a little bit. I did a little bit of sorting, but I just wanted to point out that we now have 113,000 parts in our inventory, which is the most we've had since January of 2020. COVID kind of wiped us out and we've been struggling to get our part count up ever since. But I have been doing more sorting. I feel like I spent all day yesterday just sorting because that 35-pound lot had a bunch of little parts in it, and it took forever to sort out just 6 categories. Several of them I sorted out were the pins and axles. I put the axles into Brick Store last night, so I just have the pins left to do. And then these are the modified plates, which I spent this morning getting some of those sorted out so that I could get them uploaded. So that's one of the things I'm working on today. Since I spent most of the day sorting, I still have the 3 Technic sets to take apart, and then I need to double check this order. My husband was nice enough to pull it for me, so I'm going to double check that this morning. So these are the parts that I sorted out of that 35-pound lot yesterday. I did the round plates, slope, hinge and turntables, and modified bricks. Those will be the next ones to go into inventory, and you can see that there was a ton of the little round plates in there, and sorting those out from the Technic bushings was a pain in the butt, not to mention the round tiles and that sort of thing. So it took me quite a while to get this all sorted out. But at least this will really help my inventory count as well. So that's my plan for today, and I guess I better get moving if I want to get some stuff done. It is now 3:23. I have been sitting in my dark little shop for about a half hour now. The transformer down the street blew and everybody's power is out. I logged off work early because I had a half hour left and there wasn't anything I could do without the internet and being able to VPN into the office. And since I get off at 3:30 anyway, it didn't make any sense to pack up and go into the office. I can't really work on inventory because I need more light, and even if I did have more light, it would be difficult to do without having access to the internet. I could still put stuff into Brickstore, but I kind of like having that internet access. So since I'm kind of stuck and there's not much to do, I am going to work on my Lego Nintendo set. And I've got to say, I started this last night and I'm really impressed at how easy it's been so far. I'm a little bit nervous about doing the TV portion of it, but so far it's been awesome. It's been really easy and a lot of fun and some cool little things that already are working. It's really a cool set, so I'm excited to continue working on it. So that's what I'm going to do until about 4:30. If our power isn't back on, then my husband and I are going out to eat tonight. I am currently working on 1x6 plates. I didn't work on it last night because, as I showed earlier, the power was out. Although the power was only out for 45 minutes, I was busy working on the Nintendo. And I got the base and the cartridge done, and now I am working on the controller. And I gotta say, this is, I think I said this yesterday, but this is probably one of my favorite builds so far. It's been really easy, a lot of fun. It's been interesting to see how they put the parts together to make it look just like the Nintendo. So I've been having a lot of fun with this one. This morning I'm going to work on those plates for about another 20 minutes or so, because if I get these done, then I still have those 2 bags right there of plates to put in as well. And I've got about 20 minutes before I have to log in to work, so we'll see how far we can get. Good afternoon. I have been putting some parts into inventory, and I am now up to 116,000, which is the most we've had in a long, long time, which is also kind of depressing because it means people aren't buying the parts. But at least we're putting more into inventory and we're building up our lot count, so hopefully people will start hitting the store for stuff they need. Today I went and met a local guy who had a bunch of Lego. He also had some Duplo stuff. The Lego, I probably paid way too much. There's actually quite a bit of Mega Block. This stuff looks like it's all Lego, and most of the stuff in this container looked like it was Lego as well. I do have a bunch I need to break apart. There's a lot of Ninjago type stuff. They sorted through the bricks, so there's like blue bricks, yellow bricks, red bricks. This is just all tires, but there was quite a few Mega Block tires or brand name type stuff, so I need to go through that. There was also this big bag here, this garbage bag, and this is what is mainly Mega Block from what I could see. I probably should have offered a lot less, but there's a chance that we can make some more deals in the future. He also said that he would probably be ordering from my store. So I don't know. We'll put it all in. My husband already took all the minifig stuff into the house. There was a lot of minifig parts, like torsos, legs, and arms, but not a lot of heads. So we'll have to see what we can do with those. And I'm going to go through this real quick just to pull out as much of the Mega Block as I can to see what's left. My neighbor who does the storage auctions won another auction where she found this box of Lego in the auction. It was completely full. I've already kind of gone through it because a lot of this was very, very dirty and a lot of it was already scratched and unusable. And then there's also a lot of Mega Block that were in here, or generic building blocks. So I've spent most of the morning sorting through this box. I have 2 containers in the house full of parts that I'm pretty certain I should be able to put into inventory. The parts that aren't, these are right away, I could tell these were not going to be able to sell, so I'm setting those aside. I will wash these because, like I said, they're gross. They're just disgusting. So I'm going to be washing these. I'm also going to wash the non-Lego so that I can donate these. and I will sell these on Facebook Marketplace, and I just have a little bit more to go through. My shop is just a chaotic mess at the moment because I was working on this morning. My husband brought these out so that I can get pictures of these for eBay, and then he'll take them apart and do the double check of the parts. Below that, that's part of the 24 pounds that I bought yesterday from the guy. Like I said, I'm really disappointed because this whole container here, and it's a pretty big container, is all parts that are either non-Lego or ones that are gonna have to go in my filler box. So at least I will get part of the money back because I can sell those for 20 bucks for 6 pounds of filler parts. So I'll get part of the money back. Basically what I have left are these 2 containers here that have fairly good parts. My grandkids were over yesterday and my young granddaughter helped for the first time. Her dad had to give her some guidance, but she helped take apart the parts that were in there. And I still need to go through all of that. I still have parts over there. That top one is from the 35 pounds, that's from the 5 pound, and that's the 20 pound eBay box. I have over here, I have my Nintendo that I'm putting together. I'm on the TV portion, so I'm really close to having this done. I was working on this right before dinner last night. Over here I still have my massive sword I did. I'm still kind of working through this a little bit as I work through the 35 pound box. Over here we have 2 sets out of 3 that I'm going to put on eBay as a bulk lot. My husband took those apart and double checked them for me. My grandson was over. This was in a combined build. So my grandson came over, he took those apart and built those 2 for me. I still have these 2 that I need to take pictures of and then take those apart and do the primary build with those and get more pictures. These are all for eBay. Over here I have the 35 pound lot miscellaneous stuff. I have the parts that are filler parts. I have the parts that need to be cleaned, and then some parts that I have sorted out that I will be putting into inventory shortly. And of course that's the non-Lego from the 35 pounds and the garbage and miscellaneous stuff there. So my shop again is a chaotic mess, but at the same time I know where everything is. I do need to do a little bit of work today on getting some of the eBay stuff done, and I still need to edit and do a video for this week. So just a quick snapshot how the month is going. We are still about $113 away from our average, but it's better than a couple of months I had last year. I was kind of hoping things would pick up a little bit. Kind of are, kind of aren't. And we are still keeping our count above 115,000, which is good for us. Right now I am working on slopes from the 35 pound box, and I haven't done too much with that just because of all the Lego I bought over the weekend. This is from the storage unit that my neighbor had won in an auction. I had a huge big box. This is about all I have left. I do have a container about this size in the house, maybe a half full, with some more parts that I'm washing. And then I have 2 more containers, one that has the non-Lego and one that has the filler box pieces that I'm also washing. So I've been kind of working on that just so I could get through that box and get these washed so that when I'm ready I'll be able to just put them into inventory. I just am not sure what to do with all this other stuff other than just keep plugging away and putting it into inventory. There was some Dimension toy tags that were in this order, and I put those in over the weekend, and we ended up having 2 orders back to back buying Dimension toy tags, some that we had new, some we had used, some I had just put in. I just thought it was a little weird that it took adding a few more to get people to come into our store and pretty much buy half of what we had in inventory. So that was kind of cool. Good morning. I did a quick update on my financials for January. I still have 4 days left of the month, so I'm hoping to get a little bit more, but we are really close to what our average is. We're over our average on the paid amount and very close to the average on the profit. So it was actually a better month than I thought it was going to be. I think it helped that we sold some of the more expensive parts, so that helped get that average up a little bit. I am still at 115,000, so that's all good. I really haven't put too much into inventory this week. I'm still working on the slope. I did get a bunch of stuff washed in the house, and last night I did put out 2 lots on Facebook classifieds of the filler parts, and I have 1 sold and possibly 2. And then I've got some more I can add once I get those sold. Good morning. I just wanted to do a quick update because I did not really do anything this weekend related to the business. I did sell 3 of my lots for the filler parts. I had a couple of posts on Facebook that got a lot of response, although it did take 2 or 3 people before somebody actually followed through. It's kind of annoying that they'll say they're interested, but then you don't hear from them again. But I finally got a couple of people who were interested, met up with them, and was able to get 18 pounds of filler box out of my shop, which is nice. And we did have a couple of orders Friday and Saturday. My husband was nice enough to pull those, so all I had to do was process them, and they'll go out in the mail today. We do have a fairly large order that came in, but it was an invoiced one, and I'm going to wait to make sure that there's payment before we start pulling because it's a fairly new Bricklinker. I'm sure there won't be any issues, but I don't really have the time to pull a 900 part order right now, so I really want to make sure that I have the payment before I put the time and effort into it. So there's only a couple of days left for the month. I do have some stuff I'd like to get done in the next 2 days, but work's going to be a little bit crazy. It always is at the end of the month. So I think as far as the Lego business, that's going to have to kind of go on hold for the next 2 or 3 days until I can get things at my day job caught up. And then maybe I can get back in the groove of getting things into inventory and working on getting a few more things onto our eBay store. So that's just a little update. Hopefully I'll have a little bit more before the end of the month, but if not, it was still a pretty good month. We actually made our average this month, which is always exciting, and hopefully things will continue to improve this year.